Hello everybody, this is Simon with Let's Play Sonic 2006. It is time for another fun episode of Shadow does some weird chores all around town. But first maybe we get some tips on where to go next. The warehouse, okay. And also we're going to go shopping. This is a weird ability because it's kind of a strange intermediate and it has the big issue of not actually being very useful. I'm going to show it off in this episode, thank you Omega, but I can't promise you that there is going to be much more activations of it. Specifically not in the next video because I have already recorded it and I'm not using it. Speaking of the next video, I have already alluded to that I think that the developers use these town missions kind of as tutorials, and it's nowhere more apparent than here in the motorcycle driving test. Because you need to be able to drive the motorcycle in the next level, and driving the motorcycle is kind of awful. Like, you can see me struggle here. I haven't done it in a while, and there is a boost button which I'm gladly trying out, you know, just for fun, ramming into boxes which are meant to be obstacles, but actually they give you 10 points each, which is not entirely irrelevant at all, but you know. And the big issue with the motorcycle is that just leaning to the side just a little bit sends it just like immediately into the curve. It's extremely difficult to control, like a lot of the game, to be quite honest. But it's nowhere as apparent as with Shadow's vehicles, who just without any warning just veer off into the distance. As you can see, I'm destroying again all of these barricades for 500 sick points each. You can really rack them up here, making this one of the easier town missions to get an S rank in. However, if you do run out of bullets, then stuff like this can happen. You do actually need to destroy the boxes, so be aware of that. But generally you can just take your time a little bit and farm up massive points in this segment while you laugh about how they allow an anthropomorphic hedgehog to just machine gun down the entire inner city. It's fun. Now this one here looks like it would be an absolute nightmare, but I just cleared it first try without being really in practice because it's actually incredibly lenient. Like what I just did, that was fine, that counted. I suspect that the triggers for going through these are just a lot bigger than the cones are, making this not especially hard if you just take your time, which is good because, you know, it kind of sucks to fine control the motorcycle. At the very least, I gotta say, after this experience, you probably know how to do it. And for the next level, where you do actually need the motorcycle, you do not actually have to have this kind of fine control. There is a lot of straightaways, you just need to be able to make tiny adjustments, and this mission for sure teaches you to keep those adjustments tiny, because it's very apparent that if you slam one direction, you just fly off into it. This is one of those mythical bronze medal missions. We had one as silver already, there's another one as shadow. And something I didn't realize at the start, because again first try just worked, why not keep it? You can actually see the medals as stars on the minimap. Now I realize it and I'm like, oh yeah, that's nice. And I like it, it's good. If you could zoom out completely to see all of them, I guess that would make exploring for them a little bit pointless, but hey, that's something at least. And yep, be careful here so that we actually touch it. Wonderful. I mean, it could have been gutsy and boosted into it, but you know how the hitboxes on medals are, they're not good. So, didn't even try it. And now finally we head to the goal. Where is the goal? Good question. But they can only come up with a single goal here, and it's always the station, so I'm just going to go exactly there. This time the obstacles are actually obstacles, the barricades, because you can't shoot them down. They took away your gun because of all the violence, and you just generally follow the obstacles around. If you do not know where to go, just go the path of most resistance, probably the correct one. As you can see, with all of the insane amount of points we racked up from the probably unintended 500 per barrier, we are well in the clear to getting an S rank. Absolutely no issue whatsoever. Wow, what's up with all of those bugs today? And it's not the only thing that screwed up a little bit. There is going to be a few mouse cursors in the screen. I already apologize for that. Next mission. Not this one, obviously, because the numbering makes no sense here. So we're going to skip that one person and go to this mission. In my opinion, the best mission in the game. I really like this one. It's an escort mission, so why do I like it? Well, because this mission demands ideal flow of you. You have to keep going, and if you do, then escorting the professor's car is absolutely no problem whatsoever. This plays to the game's strength. Yes, with the video game as stuff keeps popping in as you destroy enemies, with that weird command system being linked even though you're not fighting robots, that's fine, it's normal 06 jank. But just what it demands of you is to just keep going all the time, be extremely efficient in taking out those leaders, and then stuff happens correctly. Yeah, you can allow yourself a few mistakes. You don't need to be perfect, but you need to destroy these boxes or the car will die. And now look at this. It spawns the rings one enemy early so that you can see them pop up and you can react to it. And now you see the dust cloud coming up, so you know where the leader is going to be, perfectly timed so that you can just hit it immediately. Now I activate the Chaos Spear, there it is. Second level, now makes an explosion. Deals the same amount of damage as a homing attack, completely worthless in my book. Do not use it. You have to keep push the R2 button again, like you would activate it to go into the second level. And here we have another unique thing in this wonderful mission, the one time this entire game features speed boosts. Isn't this great? We are now uncontrollably fast. And we have another issue here. I do not actually recommend going into Chaos mode because you zip around a lot. And this caused me to miss out on, I don't know, like 1000 points here. Because I hit the wrong enemies. You do not want to hit the small ones, you only want to hit the leader. It's going to be fine in the end, but it's actually kind of tight in this mission. And another mistake, I feel it. And then I do not want to get hit by this because I do need those 98 going on our 100 rings. And there's the Professor's car. You see, it was very tight. You actually need those speed boosts. This is a very, very tightly designed town mission. What is that guy doing? He's very happy. And but why do I need all of these points? After all, I got over 30,000. Well, because you can't see it here, it's a replay, but you need to have 50,000 points in this mission to S-rank it. This is the highest requirement for a mission, and again, another example of how they deliberately made this mission pretty good, in my opinion. It's very, very well thought out. Now we come to one of the worst missions in the game. Yay! It would be an easy top contender if we didn't have those stupid math missions, which are just really, really unfun to begin with. Here you at least have gameplay happening. And you finally, way too late, get the dash button tutorial in-game. Isn't it amazing? You need to do this. If you do not dash all the time in this mission, you will fail it. You cannot win this. The S rank is trivial, because if you win this, you get the S rank. The time bonus is not an issue, but you can only win or fail. If the black leading car overtakes you and wins the mission, you automatically fail. So you need to win this, and you win by dashing constantly. You could maybe get some points here, but do not do it. Your car will capsize. And the thing is, the problem with this mission is that the buggy steers like a ass, but the other problem is that it has havoc physics. So touching any part of the wall just lightly will immediately cause you to spin completely out of control and voiding your success, because the black car is currently on our ass. It is extremely fast. You cannot afford a single mistake in this mission. And mistakes are easy. I'm going to show you a few of those mistakes at the end of the video if you stay tuned, don't worry. There is one cool thing about this mission. I boost here because I know I can do it. Why? Because the curve is not marked with the red-white danger signs. Any curve that has those, you can't boost in, because the turning angle means that you will hit the wall. Wow, this was a close one. And any curve where you don't have them, you can freely boost. It's not an issue because you will be able to steer the car into the curve early enough. And that's the mission. Looked fine, right? Just don't make any mistakes. Yeah, well, as I said, I made a few mistakes. This is, let me count the segments. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The 8th try at least, and I don't think that I included every single one of the failures. Yeah, not fun. Not fun at all. But at least it's only one single loading screen looking at your math missions. Here's the mouse cursor. Are you ready for another math mission? Because I sure am. The decryption unit, yeah, sure, heavy thinking. This one requires Einstein levels of brain for sure. It's definitely harder than the last one, I can tell you that, but it's also a lot dumber. Well, because you have to be kind of psychic to realize what's going on in the brain of whoever designed this. You can cheese this mission. You can look at it and then pause the mission like I do here, and then, you know, write the numbers down and rack your brain, and then you will have the time bonus. So can you figure out what's the solution here? What is the correct thing to do? Okay, so this one's actually doable. the outer edges, the filled in rows, they add up to 15. If you put a 5 in the middle, the incomplete rows also add up to 15. Okay, so that's something. You can solve this. Now what about this one here? This one is a bit trickier. 1 plus 2 is 3. Left one, you know? 5 plus 2 is 7, the rightmost one. So, what's in the middle one here? I'm tabbing into another tab to look up the solution. I didn't care to do this actually. Well, it's 3 plus 4 equals 7, correct. So the middle number is always the sum of the top and the bottom number. You can kind of figure that out. Now this one here is just stupid. There is no real good way to figure this one out. And I'm clicking on the other tab and I'm like, this works with quadrants. The top left 4 ones, they add up to 15 again. The top right 4 boxes add up to 15 again. And you can see it on the bottom right, 1 plus 9 is 10, plus 2 plus 3, 15. And the ones in the bottom left, they already add up to 15, so the solution is 0. 200 IQ required because this makes no sense. Why would it be quadrants? It's just Jesus Christ. Anyway, if you do the pause trick, it's absolutely trivial, of course, to get this. And also, if you just look up the solution, then please, I beg you, do. Yeah, it's 370, 570, I think. Yeah, whatever. Because it's just, I don't like it at all. It's stupid, but at least it's only 3 loading screens. Jesus Christ, you can brute force it. Yes, okay. Anyway, just jump into the warehouse district, eh? But I do have business here. I need to meet up with the sexy spy lady. See you afterwards.
Hi. It seems like Eggman's machines are looking for you. What did you do this time?
Nothing. Their target is probably Mephiles.
What is Eggman up to? Who is Mephiles?
I'm gonna ask him directly.
Hey, wait a sec.
I can handle this alone. You keep track of Mephiles.
He finally shows up again, and then he leaves before even saying hello. Well, it seems his little trip hasn't changed him. This is Rouge, GUNHQ? Yes. Pull all available data on an item called the Scepter of Darkness for me.
Alright, we're finally done with the chores, and we have met up with the other two just in order to leave them behind, because Shadow is a twisted loner. Anyway, where's the station? Because I haven't played this game 2 times already. I need to be reminded. Is the station in this box? I don't know. Maybe I can find it. I even did the town mission that led me to the station already, but maybe this guy can help me out. And it's like, this is a joke. For some reason, Shadows in between segments are just, you go places and you know it. And it's like, they couldn't be bothered to make them, but honestly, hated them anyway, so whatever. This guy here, it's like, this is the most interesting NPC. It's like, oh yeah, there is a terrorist attack, so we have to close down the station. His boss is like, yeah, no, that's not an excuse, you're fired. You should have done something to predict that, I guess. Fascinating background details about the capitalist hellhole this world turned out to be, even though it's apparently set in Italy, in Europe. The socialist, glorious, promised country. Anyway, so the station is closed down, but Shadow's a cop, so whatever. I don't care, don't have to do a stupid minigame, I'm just gonna go here. You can't stop me, I have a gun. And next time, maybe the best radical train, depending on your opinion, on motorcycles. Thank you very much for your attention, and I wish to hear your opinions about buggies. Goodbye!